Picture this. It is 1975. A rock and roll standard gets hijacked, and in the process, it helps ignite a punk revolution. The song was Gloria, the Hijacker. A poet from New Jersey named Patti Smith. Her accomplice was a Welsh avant-garde artist who had helped invent the sound of rebellion a decade earlier, the one and only John Cale. This was not just a cover, it was a hostile takeover. An artistic uprising that took a simple three-chord garage rock anthem about a guy wanting a girl to come over and turned it into a sprawling 7-minute manifesto, a declaration of personal, spiritual, and sexual independence. It became the opening blast on Horses, an album so powerful we are still talking about its 50th anniversary in 2025. How did this even happen? How did the raw poetry of Patti Smith sum into beautiful, structured chaos producer John Cale to completely reshape a classic? This is the story of two visionaries who took a song every kid and a garage band knew and turned it into high art that would define a new generation. It is a story about creative warfare, poet becoming a rock star, and producer who was somehow both the wrong man and the perfect man for the job. Before we get into the creative battles that went down at Electric Lady Studios, if you love stories about musical genius and outright rebellion, hit that like button and subscribe for more. Okay, let us head back to 1975. To really get the scale of what Patti Smith pulled off, you have to understand the song she chose to tear apart. Gloria was written by an 18-year-old Van Morrison and recorded by his band, them, back in 1964. It was a B-side, just a raw, simple, and incredibly catchy burst of rock and roll, built on a primal three-chord riff. The original Gloria is pure teenage lust. The lyrics are direct, almost just spoken, telling the story of a girl who shows up around midnight. The band pulses, the tension builds, and it all leads to that ecstatic chorus where the singer just spells it out, Gloria. The song quickly became a garage rock classic. It was easy to play, felt amazing to shout, and captured a feeling everyone understood. It became a go-to for bands everywhere. The Doors' live versions are famous, and even legends like Jimi Hendrix recorded a take on it. By the mid-70s, Gloria was not just a song, it was part of rock's DNA. Familiar, beloved, and maybe a little too familiar. It was the perfect target, a sacred text just waiting for someone to come along and rewrite it. And in downtown New York, a new prophet was about to do just that. Patti Smith was not your typical rock front woman. She was a poet first, a performance artist who dove head first into New York's underground art scene. Her heroes were not just rock stars, they were poets like Arthur Rimbaud and William Blake. She started performing her poetry with Lenny Kaye backing her on guitar, drowning the words in feedback and noise. This mix of high art literature and raw rock energy was the start of the Patti Smith Group. They became regulars at CBGB, sharing the stage with bands like Television and the Ramones, and crafting a sound that was both smart and gut-punch powerful. When Clive Davis signed her to Arista Records, the big question was, who is going to produce this? Smith's choice was, as she put it, arbitrary. She saw John Cale's face on the cover of his album, Fear, and liked his cheekbones, the same way she liked a picture of Rimbaud. But the choice went deeper than that. Cale, as a founder of the Velvet Underground, was basically royalty. He had pioneered a sound that was dark, experimental, and brainy. A perfect match for a poet who wanted to make a rock record. The collaboration, though, was anything but easy. All I was really looking for was a technical person, Smith later said. Instead, I got a total maniac artist. The sessions at Electric Lady Studios became a clash of two uncompromising creative forces. Cale, coming off his own lush orchestral albums, wanted a more polished sound. Smith, fiercely protective of her band's live, chaotic energy, fought back. She wanted to capture the feel of a sweaty CBGB show on vinyl. Cale wanted to construct a masterpiece. The tension was intense. Smith described the experience as a season in hell, but it was in that fire that the real magic happened. Cale pushed the band relentlessly, making them play songs over and over to tighten up, and then, in a twist, told them to tear it all apart and improvise. It was this process that led to transcendent epics like the 9-minute Birdland. Their relationship was an unstoppable force meeting an immovable object, and the collision created something brand new. The hijacking of Gloria did not start with a chord. It started with a line of poetry. Smith took a poem she had written in 1970, called Oath, and grafted its opening onto the song. That line is now one of the most defiant in rock history. Jesus died for somebody's sins, but not mine. With that one sentence, she completely changed the song's meaning before the band even hit the first note. This was not a song about a midnight visitor anymore. It was a declaration of spiritual freedom, a rejection of original sin, and a claim of total self-ownership. Her sins, she declared, belonged to her. The band had been playing Gloria live for a while, but it was in the studio that Cale helped them shape it into a masterpiece of tension and release. The song does not explode right away. It crawls out of the shadows. It opens with Richard Soul's haunting quiet piano, making room for Smith's spoken word intro. Her delivery is part prayer, part threat, part sermon. She is not just singing, she is weaving a whole new story. The original tale of a boy waiting for a girl gets completely subverted. In Smith's version, the perspective is ambiguous and widely interpreted as a celebration of female passion, turning the male gaze of the original on its head. She takes on a swaggering, prowling persona, watching a girl at a party. People say, "Beware," she snarls, but I do not care. The words are just rules and regulations to me. Many people read the song as a lesbian anthem. Smith herself said she is not a lesbian, and often wrote from a perspective beyond gender. That is the point. She was not just flipping the script, she was burning it. Kay's production was crucial. He captured the band's raw, live energy, reportedly recording the track with very few overdubs, but he also understood dynamics. He let the song breathe, giving it space to build from a whisper to a scream. When the band finally crashes into that iconic riff, the release is cathartic. And when Smith finally lets loose, spelling out that famous name, It is not just a name. It is a cry of victory, a claim of identity, a moment of pure glory. This was not a cover. It was a conquest. Smith took the frame of Gloria and built her own cathedral inside it. What is your favorite part of Patti Smith's version?